Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. So we got a lot of things to go over, so let's just jump right into it. So first of all, what a day, right? Pretty fun times. It looks like we just hit our all-time high, 69K. And then, of course, what happened after that? A little bit of a drop. And I've been on X all day, just furiously posting away at different things because it's entertaining. And one of the things I talked about, I said, hey, what the heck happened? Why are we going down? Up only. And of course, this was a joke, but people took it very seriously, as if I'm like losing my mind. But I said, on the next one, I said, hey, don't worry, my life is over. We had a good run, everyone. Back to the bear market. That's sarcasm. So yeah, I think we all knew this was going to happen, right? I mean, anybody who's been around for quite some time, you watching the video right now, you know that's, of course, when we hit an all-time high, people are going to have their sell orders in there. They're going to take their profits. They've been waiting for quite some time. And of course, the narrative that everybody is going to wait to sell at this magical top level, whether that be left or right translated sides by Bob Lucas, or if it's going to go to 1 million or 10 million, like some people are predicting, people will still take profits. It is normal. It is natural. And that is going to keep happening again and again. Also, before we go on, let me say this, because I can kind of know this is what's going to happen moving forward. So on this title, I said something about how Bitcoin is dumping. Inevitably, there's going to be somebody in the comments later, not you guys, but comments later going, bro, this isn't a dump. This is just a pullback. This is healthy. Don't you know what you're talking about? Yes, I do. But to me, it was quite a move. And I thought dump was appropriate. But it is a funny thing, though, in the crypto and actually in all financial markets, especially on YouTube, is that when people talk about how, the price is set to explode, there's this new thing and it's going to go massive, all-time high, enormous blow off top in their titles, and no one says a thing. I say something negative, all of a sudden it's the worst thing of all time. Dump, pullback, whatever. Here we are. So if we take a look at it, yeah, dump. I mean, look, I think we're going to go very high this year in 2024. I think that, we could hit some big numbers. I don't do price predictions. There's tons of channels for that. But I mean, look at this. Wow. Hey, just in the time I was talking, it went to 60,000. Man, that must be like a jinx for the market. But seriously, folks, seriously, if we kind of zoom in, holy crap. It's like we're just falling off a cliff. That's a bummer. Let me refresh this. So yeah, it looks like we're 61,000 going to 60,000 territory and just keeping going down. And of course, we were at 69K today. So we did an all-time high. People are selling. I got to tell you, I bet people who are just new to crypto, especially for the ETF, are losing their minds right now because they are probably calling their investment advisor going, what the heck, bro? Well, I mean, they might use that terminology. You told me this is going to be a big play. And it's done pretty well over the last 2 months. But what is this dump coming in? I got to get rid of this stuff. So I sure hope that they keep selling. I sure do, because that's just it. When you don't know what you have and you're just getting into it because numbers go up, this type of stuff happens. And that's fine with me. I'm actually quite happy because if you're like me, you feel like you never really got enough. And it's something that I really need to work on, quite honestly. But when I see these numbers, I'm actually quite happy. But there's some good news. Well, there's really not if you're going long and short. It looks like roughly $1 billion has been liquidated in the last 24 hours. I shouldn't laugh, but it's, a moment of silence for the longs and the shorts. I don't know why you would short. I don't know why you would really long. I mean, if you thought, well, this is going to keep going up, did you not figure that people are going to take profits? I mean, look, it's up to you what you want to do. I'm not a financial advisor, but if you're hurting because of that, lessons learned, right? No big deal. What's a couple of $1 billion among friends? But this was the thing I'm getting to, which was this. I talk a lot about taking profits. It's rule number 5, right? Number 1, it's all gone. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Number 2, everything's a scam until proven otherwise. Number 3, don't leave anything on exchanges. Take it off. Use a cold storage device like a Tangent. Or if you got to, go second class, get a Ledger. And then don't use leverage and take profits along the way. Basics, right? Basics. So when I talk about taking profits, I've taken profits along the way. I should have taken profits yesterday, and I did not. And I did not because there's a couple of reasons. I have a plan set in place. But do you know who out traded me today? My wife. Last night, she's like, look at my portfolio. It's looking pretty good here. I'm in the 6-figure range. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to take 20% off the table. I'm like, oh, you noob. All right. You know, if you don't want to do it, if you don't want to take a look at Pi Cycle Top and MVRVZ score and full multiple, not financial advice. And she took profits, 20%, right at the top, like nothing. Went to sleep, no problems. Woke up today, I was like, what the heck just happened? So again, it comes down to this. If you have a plan, stick to your plan. You won't feel so bad. I feel like we'll rebound. Of course, the DCA amounts keep ticking off on my my Coinbase account. But I give it out to my wife today, who out traded me. Good for her. But here's the whole thing. We take a look. This is Ben's website. I like to steal as much information as I possibly can from him. And he's got a lot of what I like to use, which would be risk levels. And today, it was climbing up there at 69K. We're at, I think, 0.72. And you can see right here, the risk level for Bitcoin now has dropped precipitously, 0.68. And it's probably lower than, because it's not $63,000 right now. And what I noticed about this, we did a video a couple weeks ago. We talked about the risk levels, and I said I'm going to start to think about taking profits about the 0.85 level. Now, I've already taken profits a little bit along the way. Now I'm kind of maximizing the gains. Will it hit it? It's anybody's guess. But the reason why I like this, if we take a look at the historic risk levels just today, let me refresh this and see if I can do this. See if it comes back quickly. Not too bad, actually. Let me zoom in. Same thing. But we can see the risk levels themselves. Again, 0.71 dropped off 0.68. It's probably about 0.65. So for me, this isn't a time when I really want to start taking profits. What I like about these risk levels, and of course, on the site, you can use it for a plethora of different cryptos, Bitcoin, ETH, ADA, BNB, XRP, whole gambit. But I want to show you, if I hide all these, and I take the highest risk levels, 0.9 to 1 and 0.8 to 0.9, what do you notice? It's all pretty much the tops. Now, am I going to hit the tops and sell the tops? Probably not. But it is one of the indicators I'm looking at, and I didn't see it, so I didn't sell it. Also, I'm taking a look at the Pi Cycle Top, and it's done pretty good in 2013, 2017, and a reasonable job in 2021. And where are we right now with the Pi Cycle Top? Again, 350-day moving average times 2. When it crosses over, or the 111-day moving average crosses under, we can see that we're not close. So for me, I'm like, maybe this isn't the right time. And then also, I know people don't like this one, but I find it fascinating because I like colors. And I'm simple. The Bitcoin rainbow price indicator. And of course, if we're looking at it, we're actually in the still cheap or accumulate section. And what this is actually, it's just a sentiment overlay of the logarithmic regression. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Actually, no, I think this was on Saturday, excuse me. And we can see that taking a look at these bands, and not that this is going to happen, but if we take a look at the lower bands to the bubble territory, the lower bound bubble and upper bound bubble, if we extrapolate and go out to the 2024 to the end, let's just go to November. Let's just play it safe. 7th November. This is for the Bitcoin price. The non-bubble upper is 105,000, which would be down here, which if you don't know, we're actually almost hitting that. So if we hit 105,000, I'm like, it's not bad. I can kind of see that. Maybe I take something along the way. If the Pi Cycle Top actually fits it, I doubt it will. Or maybe if the risk factors come in, maybe I'll do it at that point. But for this right now, I don't really see it. But I could be wrong. And another thing that keeps me bullish is if we're taking a look at people who absolutely have to take some money off the table, it's not Bitcoin holders. I'll tell you that right now. Because this is from Into the Block. Holders making money at the current price, 99% are in the money. 1% are out at. I think probably 0.1% are actually out of the money. I guarantee somebody bought 69K. I darn near did. I think I bought at 67K because my DCA buy orders go off without a hitch on Coinbase. So I probably bought around 67K. So I'm probably a little bit under, but again, I'm dollar cost averaging. And of course, take a look at that. And then holders composition by time held, 70% for a year or more, 1 to 12 months, 24%, and then the 7% that people like to sell. So we take a look at that. I still think that's we got some ways to go. Nothing goes in a straight line. Every single market, every single bull run I've ever been in 2017, it was the same thing. We had massive pullbacks. In 2021, we had big pullbacks. Remember the double top? April, we thought 63K was the actual top. Then it went down to 45K and rocketed back up to 69K. Again, nothing goes in a straight line. That's just how it is. And if you're here right now, you've been with me forever. So you know I'm just preaching to the choir. And last thing I'll say is this. If we just, when in doubt, zoom out, I think that's the best way to say it. I mean, that's what people say. Makes sense, right? But if we're taking a look at this, see if I can blow this up. Think of everything as I call it, Bitcoin is a 4-year store of value. For this, oops. Oh, there we go. It's a little better. Up. One more. Okay. And with this, let me get myself out of here. There we go. Now it's still awful. No, that's better. What I want to do is everybody talks about the all-time highs. The all-time highs in the years. This is the year all-time high in the year. This was what it was in 2013, and it goes back and forth. What I want to show you is the yearly low date. And if you, and I got this from Preston Pish, smart guy. He says, if you just have this mentality of Bitcoin as a 4-year store of value or 4-year, I mean, we talk about 4-year cycles, because you really haven't lost. You'll never lose. And you can, theoretically. But taking a look at this, in 2011, the yearly low was 30 cents. 2012, the yearly low was on February. And one thing I will draw your attention to, all the lows happen either November at the beginning of the year or the end of the year. Everything's either November or December or January or February. That's it. Well, there's a March here in 2020, but that's because of the coronavirus. But it always happens at the end or beginning of the year. 2013, January 1st, it was 13 bucks. 2014, the low for 2014, 300 bucks, $314. 2015, 198. 2016, 372, 1774. And if you take a look at this and just say to yourself, man, 2024, the low was 39,000. I mean, that's so far. It was January 22nd. Maybe there is something to 4 years. Maybe there is something to take a look at this as a 4-year store of value. Maybe be a little patient and go from there. Anyhow, let me know what you think about that in the comments section. And then before we get into Q&A, last thing I like to say is this. I know it's some people are with me and some people aren't, but I'm telling you, at some point, you're going to have to pay attention to alts. And I don't know if you've been buying alts. I've been buying alts now since 2022, quite honestly. And just how we took a look at the risk levels, as far as like the trend line, as far as the crypto market cap, as far as the valuation, if it's valued, undervalued, overvalued, did you know that for the entire crypto market, oops, let me reset the zoom. We have just crossed over the fair value mark. And then when I took a look at this, because people were telling, there was a comment that it was a goofy comment about how that the altcoin market's already blown up and that's pretty much it. I was like, I don't really think that's true. There's a great website. I linked in the description, coingolive.com. And you can take a look at the all-time highs of all the different cryptos from like 1 to 1,000. And what I want you to notice here on the right-hand side is everything in red. And everything in red is how far away we are right now from the all-time high. Bitcoin, obviously. And what I want you to pay attention to is all the alts. Look how big they are. Some of these have already run up. Like ETH, 23% away. BNB, 40%. Solana, 50%. And then it gets a little bit more nuanced, but vast. XRP is 80% away. ADA is 75%. 75% for Doge, 53. What's some other big ones? DOT is 80% down from its all-time high. Link, 60. Uniswap, 70. Bitcoin Cash, all right, 88%. 78% for LiteCoin. 95% for Filecoin. Really? Really? If you believe in DPIN, Filecoin and Arweave is a great play from what I can see so far. Near is down 79%. Crypto.com 83%. I mean, the list goes on. Some of these are actually, catching up. Pepe. Woo! Arbitrum, but that was just released not too long ago. Celestia, that's a new one, down 20%. Render, AI play. But yeah, Bonk, that's only down 60%. But again, I don't think the altcoins have run near enough. And once we start to see everything flow into Bitcoin and then other people get back in, I think we're going to see some major fireworks on the altcoin side. But hey, I could be wrong. That's it for today. So look, if you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Everything we talk about is time sensitive. Now, if you want to do a little Q&A, let's answer some questions and go from there. Let's jump in. All righty. Kenny says, just bought Near. That was fast. Hope that wasn't because of me. This was not financial advice. I like Near. I had Ilya on. He's the founder. This was 3 or 4 weeks ago. A lot of things he said made a lot of sense to me. And if you look at, as far as like daily active wallets, and we can take a look at DApp Radar. Let's just do that right now. They're usually number one. And the reason is because of Kaiching, Sweatcoin, and another, I forgot the name of the game that's they've got. Hot Game. That's what it's called, I guess. Check this out. This is dappradar.com. And you'll notice that this is 24 hours. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's take 30 days, shall we? Yeah, same thing. So Kaiching, Near, unique active wallets, 24.5 million. Jeez Louise. It's like online shopping type of thing, big in Southeast Asia, I suppose. Sweat Economy is on Near. What's this one? MotoDex is on Near as well. That's a game. Hot Game, Near. Look at those numbers for the wallets. 1.86 million, 3.7 million. MotoDex, 6.7. But of course, it's shared. Jupiter, Solana. Uniswap V3 has got everything. PancakeSwap. So yeah, I mean, I like Near and it works. And I told the guys from Sweatcoin, I go, if Near can pull off your TGE, because they were the ones that went from Web 2 to Web 3, there are millions of customers. I go, I'll be a believer. I go, but honestly, I don't think Near can do that. Be damned if I was wrong again. Anyhow, look at Caspa. I own Caspa. Caspa's fine. Caspa's probably going to do great. How low can we go? It's a great question. So we can go somewhere between, as far as like Bitcoin, between $5 and whatever the price is right now. That's pretty much it. I don't know. AI Samrad, what's your exit trade? It's a great question. And this is a plan I have. It's not perfect, but if you go to the link in the descriptions, look something like this, where it says crypto critical videos. This one right here. Why and when I'm selling 80% of my crypto in 2025. Watch that video. And then watch this one. Don't make these mistakes. It's a funny thing. This one has like 100,000 views. This one has like 30,000 views. Like, people don't care about making mistakes, even though this one should be the first one they watch. Maybe I should switch them up. And the last one is don't fall for the AI scam. I'll watch that one. It's like 7 minutes. But yeah, that's the one will tell you. Essentially just using a lot of different indicators and just kind of putting them all together and making the best choice for myself. Rob, you're supposed to say Bitcoin is my exit plan. Bitcoin is, yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's one of those assets that you'll probably always hold. You'll probably always hold it. I'll probably always hold it. You'll probably always hold it. Let's be honest. Let's not say we're going to get rid of all of it, because we're not. We're all going to fall victim to the narrative that this thing's going to go up forever and we're going to hold on to it. And, again, if we look at the 4-year cycles and the 4-year store of value we just talked about, it's probably a great idea to do that. Probably. Black swan events can happen. So for me, like, I will sell some of my Bitcoin. I will sell most of my alts. But at some point, these things are actually going to do something. I mean, I know people are screaming at their screen right now, like this, my project does this and my project does that. Sure, of course it does. Of course it does. It's great. It's awesome. But I mean, really do something. Like take over the entire telecommunications industry. Like take over the entire artificial intelligence, physical infrastructure. I mean, and do everything for it. And then of course, be an actual reserve currency. It's really going to take over everything. But the question is when. Like I can tell you that it has the potential, but no one really knows when. And that's the bigger question. I'm sorry. No, it's not over. No. I mean, it could be. I shouldn't have laughed like that. I'm sorry. No, I don't think it is. I think there could be, there's a lot of good reasons why it shouldn't. Even the macro, if we take a look at what's happening in the world today, I mean, even though Japan is in a technical recession, their Nikkei, I always say that wrong, their stock market is reaching its all-time highs. And of course, we have our own problems in the United States. UK's also have, I believe it's in recession territory. And looks like as far as the macro events, things are doing just good enough. Unemployment's at a reasonable level. We'll see. Do you think there are many new crypto investors or old and entered late? I don't think the majority are here right now. I think a lot of these investors haven't really gotten into it yet, but they need the narrative. They need the narrative of all-time highs. They need a narrative of a six-figure Bitcoin. They need a narrative of, oh, I wanted to show you something. I should have showed you this. They need this narrative. I forgot to say this one. This is from Jim Cramer. And he said, wisely enough, just kidding. Jim Cramer said, yeah, crypto is a bubble. AI is not a bubble. And I wrote on, I said, well, you can just hedge your bet. Why don't you just get into crypto AI? And then you're going to everybody will be right. And actually, there was this this post about Fetch AI. And we talked about Fetch AI yesterday, which is kind of interesting. I didn't know about this yesterday. So don't think I'm some kind of Nostradamus, but Fetch AI, which is one of the top 3 or 4 crypto AI tokens out there, they just got a $100 million infrastructure investment. They're going to deploy NVIDIA H200s, H100s, and A100 GPUs to create a platform that developers and users can utilize for computational power to add to artificial intelligence. So if you are a company and you need the computational power to run or drive your AI program or basis or whatever it is, instead of you going out there and saying, hey, we want to build a warehouse, we want to get all these GPUs, we want to pay for the permits, we want to pay for the insurance, we want to pay for the people to actually do it and everything else in between because we want to be the leaders in AI, you got a boatload of money to actually do that. Or you can just pay somebody like Fetch AI who's already set it up for you, and then they're going to use those infrastructure and they're going to pay people in the Fetch AI token. And then also, I could be wrong about this one, but they can also use the computational power of your computer and pay you for your computer, not the storage, but the power, the computational power itself. So I thought this was interesting. And then also, the company will introduce an innovative reward mechanisms for its community from 7th of March, which I think is 2 days away. Users staking Fetch AI's native coin FET will earn Fetch compute credits as rewards, which they can use to pay for GPU utilization. So I'm like, man, that's a good one. And it's a good thing you stuck around for the Q&A because I forgot to talk about that in the news part. Sorry about that, but I'll probably mention it again at some point. Interesting. Battle Rap Boutique says V-shaped recovery. Probably right. Let's see. How are we doing? It's not bad. 62,768. It is a V-ish shape. So yep. Bull run's not over. I think we're still good. Larry says, I am not selling any of my Bitcoin ever. I don't own so much that I can sell it. I own miners. Wow, it's pretty good. I've never gotten to that. Good for you. That is what I'm selling 89% of. Maybe something has really changed. Excellent plan. All right. Thoughts on ADA DEXs, MIMSwap? I don't know, but I saw a post from Charles Hoskinson said there was some kind of issue with MIMSwap and how they were batching data or something. I don't know. I haven't used it in a while. It worked okay. I mean, like it's not the cheapest, but it did work. So Coinbase sucks. I need to actually update what I'm using. I need to get I only use Coinbase. And then when it went down again yesterday, I realized that I really need to implement Kraken and also crypto.com. It's not over, Rob. It's not over. The dip is a gift. DCA. Yeah, exactly. We've been doing this for 2 years. I mean, this last cycle, we've all done this for 2 years. They all go down during panics and frenzies. Yes. This is just a flush for the leverage holders. I believe that to be true. $1 billion wiped out. Who just jumped in his pool? Nobody. It's a green screen. Let's see. Mike says, what's the tax rate for long-term holds? Depends on where you're at. In America, it's 20%, but then you also have to pay state capital gains. California, I think, is somewhere between 7 and 10. New York is also like 7 to 11 or something like that. So you're paying a lot. Please talk about LiteCoin. LiteCoin, you know who the greatest trader? The greatest trader was Lee, founder of LiteCoin. He sold at the absolute top. Don't know how he did it. How did he do it? That was amazing. Ooh, I sold 10,000 worth of Bitcoin and 65,000, my first sell of many. Next at 70 and so on. I like your plan. Sounds good. Tom says people selling out don't belong in crypto. Maybe people got bills to pay, right? We're not all Michael Saylor, which, of course, if we could buy nothing but Bitcoin and watch our stock price go up of our $1 billion company and then sell that stock, it's a pretty good plan. But I got to pay water and electricity and stuff like that. Tony's here. Tried to swap Doge for Bitcoin yesterday. A mistake. Went to BUSD and then couldn't get on Coinbase. Ah, man, sorry. Hopefully it wasn't too much. Boy, Dogecoin did go up, didn't it? I remember Doge and AVAX were going back and forth. Now I think Doge is up like $6 billion or something like that. That was a couple of days ago. Why Coinbase didn't crash? I believe it went down for a little bit and had some little issues. But I'm not surprised. But I think it actually did just fine. I was able to use it today. Yeah. I used Gemini in the end, and then Coinbase is back up. Yeah. Marty says, my portfolio is down. You must have a lot of alts. That's why that's why 70% of my portfolio is Bitcoin, because it usually does the best. It's the best asset out of the worst time, which is the bear market. And it's the best to accumulate. But I would, put heavy into Bitcoin and then put a little lesser into alts. And again, I got a lot of alts. I got a lot of bags to unload. Oh man, Coinbase is acting up. I'm not surprised. Yeah, Kraken makes you whole for 7 days before transferring. That's also true. My back is good. I might actually go play a little beach volleyball this weekend. We'll see. We'll find out. Puerto Rico, matter of fact, the beautiful island that is. What are you tracking the most? Not much. I'm actually getting more into the AI side of crypto. Oh, speaking of which, so Jerry V. Hall, friend of the show, was at the Panama AI convention, and he did a massive amount of interviews, and he's going to take all the hours and hours of information. He's going to come on the show on Sunday and tell us why he's investing in these 4 particular AI coins. So check that out on Sunday. But Fetch AI is one and Hypercycle is the other. So maybe you don't have to turn in on Sunday. You'll be like, great, thanks. Charlie Lee, that's it. Do you think we'll go down more? Anybody's guess. I sure hope so. I'll tell you that. That'd be great. Because when Bitcoin goes down, then a lot of the alts go down because people get nervous. And that's good. Jay Priest, I finally jumped into a meme coin. I feel conflicted about it. You probably outperform everything else in the market. Congratulations. Crypto doesn't make sense all the time. That's how it is. Coinbase have an issue. It's down. Let me see. Actually, even if it's down for me, it doesn't matter because it might be up for you. That's what I figured out. Sometimes Coinbase crashes for some people and it's up for other users. Not particularly any reason why, but it just is. Tony says, Rob, 20% is the max long-term rate for huge capital gains. Yeah, but remember, I think, doesn't it go by state as well? I believe it does. Correct me in the comments. Hey, good news. I'm going to have David Kemmerer from CoinLedger. So we'll ask him all the tax questions. Tax season is coming up. If you have problems, use CoinLedger. It's the same thing I use. The link's in the description. And from 30 minutes from the time that I learned how to do it, to connect my wallets, it's read-only, to produce the report that I shipped over to my CPA, 30 minutes and done. Didn't have to go through all a bunch of spreadsheets and give myself a heart attack. It was so simple and easy. It's great. And I'll be using them again this year. You can't buy the dip with Coinbase. Yeah, true. Hey, Rob, any chance of a Flappy Bird update? Yeah. So we just put in the paperwork or the documentation to be listed on Apple and Android for the game itself, since we acquired the intellectual property years and years ago. And we'll see how it goes. So the Web 2 game will be out first, then the Web 3 game. Both will be free to play. Let me say that again to make it crystal clear. Web 2 and Web 3 for Flappy Bird, the classic, will be free to play. However, if you like to do other things like own your own skins, explore new worlds, and maybe gamble against other people, then you can use a token. But if you don't want to use that, it's still free. It sucks. Coinbase died. No, see, Coinbase is fine. Again, it's everybody across the board. Liquidation cascade. Oh, man, MEXC crashed. We're having connection difficulties all yesterday. Well, look, Larry Fink, he's got to pick up that phone and tell Brian, Brian, sorry, man, we can't have this all-time high go past that. We got a lot of people that we want to onboard, and we can't have that price of Bitcoin go up too quick, too fast. Shut it down. Just kidding. Don't sue me. WIF is making a comeback. I think there was a new listing for WIF. I want to say it was on Binance. So congratulations for all you WIF holders. That's great. FD White is here. I love the deals today. I do too, man. I do too. Go check out FD's channel. Always good stuff over there. It was him and Crypto Blood not too long ago. You guys did, I think it was strategies. Good stuff. Dan, I need help for unstaking my ADA, which is a dataless mainnet. Quar, there's a link in the description. It's for the DNews stake pool. Just click on that. You're not going to need the stake pool, obviously. You've already staked someplace else. But there's a video on that page, which links to my website. Watch that video. It's 18 minutes long, and I show you how to stake. And essentially, you do the exact reverse, and you unstake. Yeah. Quite a big pullback, which is great. Coinbase is corrupt. That, I don't know. Overinflated, waiting for 45K Bitcoin. Okay, Capo, calm down. I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know. CoinLedger does rock. I love them. I love them. Darth Mike's got a good point. If Coinbase is down, I would assume retail tourists are flooding and trying to buy the dip. That's a good point. I have another theory. Here's a theory. The theory is at some point, the OTC desks are going to dry up. Bitcoin price is going to go up massively. And then we're going to have a lot of people, if they want to get in for the ETF, they'll go that route. But I think the problem will be is no one wants to sell. We just took a look at that from into the block. So if you have a lot of the demand, and you don't have anybody with supply, what do people do? They're like, okay, well, I can't get into Bitcoin. It's 100,000 per Bitcoin. I can't afford that because everybody neglects to tell people they can, buy Satoshis. So they're going to say, what's the next Bitcoin? Or what can I get that's in crypto? This is what happened in 2017. What happened in 2021 is going to happen in 2024. What can I get into that is cryptocurrency? Oh, what is this? A Solana. It's only $180 today. I'll buy that. Ethereum, that's kind of pricey, but maybe, I don't know, maybe. Dogecoin is how much? 52 cents. I'll get into that. WIF with hat or dog with hat, I can get that. AI coins, you see where I'm going? I got a lot of bags to sell. So hopefully that theory works out for me. Let's see. Golden Gaming says, did Coinbase remove manual bank linking? I still have both of my banks connected, so I hope not. Peter Van says this, don't use MEXC. They're pulling some JS. I'm serious. Could be. MEXC is one of those places where it's kind of like a little sketch. But again, follow the rules. If you're going to buy from there, make sure you take it off as fast as you can. Shami says, how did you get the rights? Must have cost millions. It wasn't cheap. Let's see. Please ask CoinLedger about ensuring they won't sell or leak our public addresses. Yeah, I mean, we can ask them. That'd be nice. I think we could also ask Ledger to do the same thing. Hopefully they don't do it again. But yeah, it's the same thing. Danny Garcia. At some point, the price of Bitcoin was 59,000. You could buy it at 49,000. Oh yeah, I saw your post. That was pretty crazy. So it was a glitch. I don't know if you guys knew this. You could buy it for $10,000 less. So it's not like maybe Coinbase just isn't shutting things down. Maybe their internal systems are a little bit janky because they don't like to lose money. And if somebody could buy Bitcoin when it went to 59,000 for 49,000, it's a pretty good deal. When is your next DGen video? It'll be probably next week, and it'll be on Minutes Network from the same people that brought you World Mobile Token. We talked about it yesterday a little bit. I think it'll do well. Newsflash, I'm an investor, and should do great. And you should, if you get into it, you should take profits, because if not, I'll dump on you. No, not kidding. Hey, it's a good job, Nick. Nick's been around for a long time. I'm ready with my bag, finally on the green for the last week. Man, that's fantastic, right? We suffer all the way through these bear markets. This is good times. This is good times. But you know what? There's going to come a point when all these retail that are coming in, they're going to want the same gains that you guys had. Like, well, Nick's up, 500% on his bags overall, or he's up a 10x. I want that. And they're going to get in and they're going to start to look for the things to give them that. And unfortunately, they're going to have to go down that road of risk. And most of them are not going to make it. Most of them are going to get taken advantage of. And most of them are not going to take the profits. They're going to do a round trip. It sucks. It sucks when you're just coming in, but I think that's the rite of passage, right? You have to actually go through this to be profitable and know what the hell you're doing. Robbie invented Flappy Bird. No, I didn't invent anything. You're not wrong, though. This was very healthy. Yeah, I think so. Is it meme coins? Yes. What's your opinion on what's driving this dip? I think a lot of people had a lot of orders set to sell at the all-time high. A lot of people, because they're like, I'm going to take my profits and that's it. And they did, and a lot of people did, and I should have. I just didn't do it because I have a plan. And just kept happening. And then other people saw them take profits, and they saw the price go down. Like, oh, they're taking profits, and they tried to jump on it. And of course, they might have hit it at 69. Then they see it at 67.5, and they start to sell. And you get to 65K, and then 64K, and then the people, like maybe like the retail, the noobs that are in here, they're like, what the hell is going on? Oh, this is the dump I keep hearing about. I got to sell too. And then some people are just oblivious and didn't know what the hell was going on. So I think that's usually what it is. And of course, leverage plays. Rob, thoughts on Render and Quant? Both great projects. I don't own Quant, but I own Render. Do pretty well. Again, AI play. using computational power of different GPUs and computers across a network where they pay you and render. Makes sense to me. Dan, what you thought about products built on Base like Aerodome? No idea what that is. I will just tell you. But Base, of course, from Coinbase, everything that's going to be on there is probably going to do pretty well. What's your opinion of ADA, Cardano? They move slow, but they never go down. And they're just lagging a little bit in price action. They should pick up, though. The FOR looks really bad, probably. So, gameplay. Was it difficult for the Puerto Rico move and tax switching thinking of making that move? The tax switching didn't take too much effort, trust me. But as far as like the move, it did, because you go from Texas to Puerto Rico and island life, it's very, very different. So it took me a good 3 years to really slip into that mindset. But right now it's great. I'd rather just stay here. But, we got to go back to Texas every so often, take care of some other businesses. So, you have to go. I would rather just stay here. Like, look at this beautiful green screen I have. And then, of course, when I want to just go to the beach and play beach tennis or volleyball or hit the waves, it's right there. It's awesome. Always the weather's perfect. 68 degrees in the morning, around 78, 80 at night or in the afternoon. Then it goes down to like 70 at night. It's great. Damn. Hey, all right. TK. I somehow did not get liquidated. Congratulations. What if I want to buy more Bitcoin? I can't right now. You can't right now on Coinbase, but that's why we should have alternatives. Move this green screen. That's why we should have alternatives. We should have Kraken set up. We should have Gemini set. I mean, this is for U.S. citizens, right? If you're not a U.S. citizen, you should have as many exchanges that you possibly can get your hands on. And then also have your cold storage devices ready to take those cryptos off of those exchanges as fast as you possibly can. Because at some point, I don't know what it is that's going to fail in this bull run, but something will screw up massively. And you have to protect yourself. And that's one of the ways you're supposed to do it. Why would ADA go to $10? I don't think that's going to happen this cycle, but I could give you a price prediction. So ADA will be somewhere between 3 cents and $20 in 2024. Holy smokes. Jupiter is down. The decentralized exchange, Jupiter from Solana. If everybody can do me a favor, and if you're using Jupiter, tell me that's true. That's amazing. MicroStrategy. Scotty's right. MicroStrategy outperformed, I want to say even outperformed Bitcoin. And people can say, that's not, is that right? Strategy stock. Yeah, it did. So I was saying that I don't understand. I would not hold MicroStrategy because I thought that Bitcoin is a better play. However, for the stock itself, MicroStrategy, on March 8th, 2023, it was 232. And at the peak, it was 1334. So it's up 375% for the year. So it outdid Bitcoin. Congratulations. Crazy. Solana, ETHEREUM, 2 good plays. Giannis, I literally lost 4K on Bitcoin. Do you think it's going to go up again? Eunice, I am going to assume you are new. And I will just tell you one thing. You haven't lost until you sell. So I'm just going to tell you this. I'm somewhere between 20% and 99% sure. Just kidding. I'm 90% sure it's going to go up. I don't know when it's going to go up, but I think it's going to. Just look at the factors that are out there. Hold on for a little bit. Don't get too crazy. Don't go in too heavy. Dollar cost average, and you're going to be fine. When you get this feeling like I lost 4,000, it's mean you probably put in too much too fast. So just hold on. You've got plenty of time. Look like a young guy. I think things will work out for you. Everybody is. Coinbase is working. Wow, 32K to 48K Bitcoin. Jay, that's quite bearish. Cujo says, is Coinbase the best for DCA in terms of fee? When should I consider the pro account? You should do that right now, as a matter of fact. This was Sam, my financial friend, who was on Sunday. Videos it's in my channel. I didn't link it. But he's the one that said, Rob, you got to stop using the regular channel and stop being so lazy and having DCA set up and use the advanced version. I don't think it's called Pro anymore. And he said the rates are low. They're extremely low. You can use limit orders, sell orders, and everything else in between. And I said, can I do DCA? And I can just set it up automatically? He goes, I'm not sure about that. But he goes, but just the fees alone. I was like, okay, I'll do it. That was Sunday. Today is Tuesday. I still have not done it. Wow. ICP at $13. And last night, $16.30. You know, ICP it's one of those, gosh, what was it? That's not it. Internet Computer Protocol. Was $700. Wow. ICP was $700 at one point. Now it's $16. Might be one to take a look at, I suppose. We'll see if we can get back to the all-time high. Rifford says, keep buying. Not a bad strategy. What about SimpleSwap? I do like SimpleSwap when I am on my last resort and I have to absolutely ape into some crazy altcoin that I shouldn't. I'll use SimpleSwap. But there's some fees associated with that. So just be aware the fees are pretty steep. Let's see. Did the stable coins go down? I hope not. But it is another point. People keep asking me like, Rob, when you take profits, are you going to put it in stable coins or fiat? Why would you put it in fiat when you put it in stable coins? Let me tell you why. It's because in 2021, going to 2022, we had this nice project called Luna. And Luna had a stable coin, UST. And once it depegged, a lot of people lost a lot of money, billions of dollars, because they thought they're like, well, it's a stable coin. It should be stable. It's in the name. So why wouldn't it be stable? And then it went to zero. So sometimes I know people say the dollar is trash. Cash is trash. It's still sticks around for at least the short term. I mean, long term, if you want to see it inflate away, just stick in the bank for 10 years and see how much your purchasing power actually decreases over time. But that's a different story. There we go. That's the kind of attitude I want to see. Dan, I'll dump on you. Exactly. So next time when you guys are thinking about taking profits, just go, should I take this profits? Because I'm up 500%. And I don't know if I really should, because if it's going to 5x, maybe it could 10x. Just remember this. Rob will dump on you. I'll dump on you hard. I'll dump on everybody in this chat. Take your profits. Yeah, Ed, that's right. No pain, no gain. Big sell orders all-time high. You are right. Hey, Meme. Meme, you're going to crash. You know you can't do that in Puerto Rico. You said people weren't selling. I never said people weren't selling. People are selling. That's the whole reason why we had this dump. I think a lot of people will convince you that people are not going to sell. Like they all believe. They're going to convince you that everybody is under the narrative that Bitcoin is the hardest asset on the planet, and they all understand it. And they've all done hours of research and they know what they hold. That's not true. The people that get it, that really get it, they're right. It is the hardest asset. It's the greatest, currency we could hope for, right? As far as in the human civilization. Unfortunately, people don't realize that yet, and they still look at it like it's nonsense. So they're still going to sell it. Rob, how is Rumble doing? Well, I was streaming on Rumble for 2 times, and the last 2 live streams, it shut off, so I just stopped streaming. I got a call out, or I got an email to customer support. And they're going to help me, because usually I stream to X, I stream to YouTube, and I want to stream to Rumble. Yeah. J Mart. Where were these prices this past weekend? It's exactly right. Why do we? Because like right now we're looking at, oh, well, it's 62,000. We just went above 61. That's pretty good. Look at that. It's not bad. This is on the 5-minute, as the TA kids say. Let's see, 430. Uh, 62, 180. I mean, we could watch this. I think it's pointless, quite honestly. Let's see. Let me go down here. Wow, we reached 59K on Binance. That's a good arbitrage move if you can do this. Dark Army's right. Come on, people. We know this works by now. You guys know this works. People get in, they take profits. Everybody panics because they're like, this is it. This is the great one. Then things come back and people are like, I knew it the whole time. All right. So, yeah, I'm here for a while. Paul says, hey, what do you think about Polygon? It's one of the ones that I own. It's at $1 now. What do you think? I wish I would have bought more beforehand, but I think it'll do well. Again, it's really a side chain, as I understand it, not an L2, but I think it should not be affected or have the advantages of that Dankun upgrade from Ethereum. So we'll see. I think it'll do right. Do you hold Veracity? I do not. And that's not because it's not a good project. It's just I hold over 80 projects, and it's just my bags are just too heavy. Not too bad. Pullbacks are healthy. You got to love that. 59.5 on Robinhood. You know, here's the thing. If it's 59.5 on Robinhood, what stops somebody from buying on Robinhood and be able to take it off and selling it somewhere else? Can you sell it? Can you get it off Robinhood that fast? That'd be a great, what was that called? The kimchi discount? Well, that's in Asian countries, I know, but like if you can sell it somewhere for 61K, not bad. GT says tomorrow, one Grayscale resumes selling over 500 million worth of Bitcoin. It will go below 59K. A good chance to load up on the dips. You know, I got to tell you, if these ETFs were trading 24/7, 365, I bet we'd see more of a dump because retail, well, the market's still open. It's 3:45 Eastern Standard Time. So people are still able to get into their ETF and dump if they really wanted to. But if this goes down overnight, you're going to see the opening bell. People are going to dump like crazy. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think what's going to happen, and I could be wrong, but it would make sense. People like us are going to swoop in and go, this is a pretty good buying opportunity. They're going to buy, things will go back up, and then people on their ETFs are like, oh, wasn't too bad. Or people could just go crazy and just start selling like nobody's business. Who knows? Is Link a blue chip in your view? Debatable. It's been around forever. Does great things. It's almost like an L0 now, not just an Oracle, as I understand it. So I own it. I don't think it's a blue chip, though. But it does have to be done. We all need oracles for everything we do and for decentralized finance, right? But we do have other ones. I mean, Pith on Solana, for one. That's why I own both. Pumped Up Gaming. Hey, Rob, I'm still sticking to my retirement plan, but I'll be in the sandbox for the bull market this year. I'm hoping my wife will be able to execute for me. She will. Usually. Rob, is that your real hair on top? No cap. It's my real hair. But I have a big head, so if it looks a little funny, it's just because my head's enormous. Do I hold whiff? Whiff? Dog whiff hat? I own some. I don't think I own a lot. I think I bought some at like some late night, and then I sold it like a week later. I don't believe in it. Do you hold Arweave? No. You know why I don't hold Arweave? Unfortunately, because I can't get my grubby hands on it. Unfortunately, and here's the thing. Let me show you something. Da, 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 da. Echo. Arweave. So if we want to find out like where cryptos are, the different projects, I was going to CoinGecko, I click on markets. And like I'm in America, so Binance is out of the question. Deepcoin, OKX, nope. Tokyo Crypto, Bing, BitGet, LeBlanc, nope. Let's see. None of those. Crypto.com. I can use that one. Unfortunately, my bank doesn't connect, so I have to use crypto, so I can do that one. WazirX. Yeah, that's it. And no DEXs, unless I'm looking at this wrong. I don't know why it's not. But yeah, Arweave is a good play, I think. And I've heard from multiple people. And over the last year, look at this chart. Yeah. And another thing, if everybody thinks like the alts have already taken off, it's not true. It's not true. Look at this. This is Solana back during the halving. Halving was roughly May 11th. And look at this. I remember this time because I thought, I missed a boat. It's 200, or actually, no, around here, I was like, it's not too bad. I can get some. But it went from like here, $110 in March to 246. I'm like, man, it's like over double. And then, of course, once we go to here, and then it comes up here. So like around January of next year, essentially, this is where we're at $1,900. And I was like, this isn't good. Hold on. That's still not right. Because look at this. If we're talking about halving years, the halving was May 11th. Look at the price there, $199. And if we go forward, that's when everything took off. And if we actually zoom out, the same thing. Like I think like this huge cliff looks like something, but it's not that big of a deal. Same thing, let's take like Solana, right? May 11, 2020. I mean, this looks like a pretty big pump, right? It went from 55 cents to $4. This is a better example. In August, well, that sucks. But then if we do this, oh, well, this stuff doesn't matter. This matters. So again, I think alts are going to do just fine. And we haven't missed anything yet. Is this dump healthy? The temptation to make a childish joke is real. Yes, it is. Usually pullbacks are quite healthy. Foster says you don't own on Robinhood. That's a shame. Fees do suck. How do you decide your price range for when you're buying into altcoins? First of all, I think the bigger question is, why are you buying into altcoins? Do you believe in the project? Do you think it's going to do something? Have you taken a look at the utility? That's one side, which is like the reasonable question, right? But then you got to take a look at the real reason. How much hype does this thing have? How much momentum is it? And how much speculation is really going on? Because in my personal opinion, there's three things that really drives a project these days. As time goes on, it'll be different, but it really comes down to hype, speculation, and greed. And hype can be pushed by a number of factors. So if you see it being mentioned a lot, you see the community growing, you see a bunch of influencers pushing it, you might want to take a real hard look at that and go, maybe that's something I should get into. Because there's a ton of different products out there that are just great, and you know what I'm talking about. And they just don't move because there's no hype around them right now. So as far as like the price, I try to take a look at the fully diluted value, the fully diluted valuation, because once all the tokens dump, it'll be something to take a look at. And then how much it's actually blown up and what's going on in the world or in that little ecosystem. Kind of go from there. It's not so much a price like we just took a look at. Yeah, you can't take it off Robinhood. Asia will dump also. Jupiter Dex is working. All right. today. We've got tomorrow. And let me see. You guys are coming up on an hour. Brandon Wynn says, isn't the halving bearish for Mara, which would be the Bitcoin mining platform? Could be, but really it just comes down to this. If you're a Bitcoin miner, all you really have to do is last and stick around through the halving, because you're going to do the same amount of work, the same amount of electricity, the same amount of overhead, but you're going to get half the results. But if you can outlive everybody around you, or most people, then the difficulty drops, which means you don't have to use as much electricity. You don't have to use as much computational power, and you can still mine Bitcoin. So all you got to do is survive. And I think that's what they all know. Yeah. Yeah. Mohammed says, you should change the live chat to just subscribers. Nah, that would leave too many people out. I'm good. That's it for today. All right, everybody. So look, not a big deal. This whole dump or pullback, what you want to call it, is not the end of the world. We'll see what happens. And you can take a look at it as one of two things, like the worst thing that's ever going to happen to you in your life, or maybe it's an opportunity, or maybe it's just a big nothing, because you're like, I've been here for enough to know that what goes up sometimes goes down, or usually goes down. And what goes down sometimes goes up. And in crypto, you don't like the price, just stick around. It'll change. That's it for today. So thanks so much, everybody. On your way out, if you could just hit the like and subscribe, I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.